Hello, and welcome back to video games. Nobody's here yet. That's okay. This wonderful attraction out here. Says you're all the stuff you can do. This only shows up, this version of the attract mode only shows up once you've beaten the game, which is cool. It teaches you how to break it on the second playthrough. What with the bomb jumping and such. Next. Welcome, Salmon. Yeah, have I told you about how this attract mode only shows up the second time, or once you've beaten the game, so that it shows you all the special techniques after you've done it and incentivizes a replay? No, it's the attract mode. It's a holdover from arcades. It's not a trailer. Trailers are for YouTube and movie theaters. I guess we'll just get started. You've seen me play this a million times. It's not a trailer in your game. It's still an attract mode. It just looks more spiffy. No, I'll wait a little bit for people to show up, but they may not. So I guess it doesn't really... I think it hit that point a pretty long time ago, Salmon. Yeah, I don't think that that's anything new. I mean, I don't go to movie theaters nearly as often as I look at YouTube. Especially this year. So this is actually the game. We have to select which letter Samus we're going to go with. And if you select wrong, well, let's say, it doesn't really go well for you. Yeah, I used to go to movie theaters a lot more often. There was a time, actually, pretty, not too long ago, I went to a movie theater like every Samus Welcome, Mullet Prince. Yeah, I went to the Museum of the Moving Image like every weekend to see some movie they were showing there. Hey, Steve-O. Alright, I think we got enough. I think we got enough people to get this rolling. Glad to have you guys here. Do you think we should do English text or Japanese text? I mean, we're still gonna get English text either way. Because this game was...
The last Metroid is in captivity.
like that SNES voice acting.
The galaxy is at peace.
So this playthrough is going to be pretty casual. I don't know if I'll be going and doing everything. Samus first battled the Metroids on planet Zebes. It was there that she foiled the plans of the space pirate leader Mother Brain to use the creatures to attack galactic civilization. Ellipses. And this is really cool. You get to see the scenes from the previous game in this game's engine. I next thought that yeah, it's kind of an interesting case in here where the original version was written in English and then had Japanese subtitles, so it was clearly made for a more Western audience. I get to recap the events of Metroid 2 because nobody played it. Even back then. Discover the last Metroid after killing all of the other ones. Gonna study its energy producing qualities. Gonna hand it over to a scientist while fully armored. That's how it goes. Their findings were astounding. And that's interesting. They might be harnessed for the good of mankind. I can totally believe that you would love the original Metroid 2 more than Super Metroid. But, for many, many reasons, that just will not happen for me. I definitely highly respect Metroid 2 because it did a lot of stuff. It was pretty avant-garde for the time on the Game Boy. She drove a block and got the distress call, so we gotta go back. How's the audio, by the way? We're gonna go into the Space Donut. Bounty Man. Wait, Samus is a girl? I mean, it's been said many, many times how genius this opening section is. Everyone thinks it like to be a dark game. You have to have really dark colors and muted tones. And you can do that, that's good. You can also just set this atmosphere with this monochromatic color scheme. Like, these are some bright blues. It might be the best looking game on the SNES, though Chrono Trigger is pretty close. And I like the look of Earthbound a lot, of course. Here's the Metroid. What the heck is going on? Why can't I? Oh! And the first thing you fight is the boss. Riddle Diddle. This immediately makes you feel totally powerless unless you play this game a bazillion times. Making Godzilla noises as he's swooping around. You hear the Ridley theme immediately. Self-destruct sequence. This freaked me out when I played this when I was 13. I didn't even mention how the scientists are just lying dead on the ground. I should have been a little bit more theatrical about it. I did say this was going to be a more casual run of this game. Maybe one day I'll like really dig into all of the little details and stuff. But today, I think we're just going to go through Yeah. The palette shifting. I'm way quieter. Okay. We can fix that. How about now? Are we good? Check out this transition. This is one of the best transitions in all of... Okay, making the game quieter. How's that? Well, you can't hear anything from the game, so there's no way to know. And we land on Zeebs. And from here on out, there is no more dialogue for the rest of the game. Oh yeah, I got it. Oops. Hold on a second. We're back. Check out that atmosphere. This is what it was like in LA last night. We enter and there's scattering vermin all over the place. How is that Splatoon? Oh, I love that. Look at the background here. Just emerging from the darkness. Well, why not? Why shouldn't I get you started? 5, 6, move. Yes. I played this game a lot. This is a cool room because it's actually the chamber where you fought Mother Brain in the first game. But it's really subtle about it. Like, you don't get a cutscene of Samus looking around and being like, oh, I remember this place. Wow. For me, it was just like some flashes of lightning through the window while I was watching Return of the King. We emerge into the first room from the first Metroid. Get the first power-up from the first game in the first room the same way. But I'm not going to use it to get out of here. Are you not crazy? If you know how to wall jump, you don't need to bother. That's the best part of this entire game. So I'm playing this with a keyboard, and there are some things I can't really do with a keyboard that I'd be able to do with a controller. I can't press like 3 buttons at the same time, so I can't like hold aim diagonally while jumping, while shooting. I have to take my finger off of one of the buttons to do it. So some of the actions are gonna get a little sticky, especially during the Dragon fight. Maybe during the Ridley fight as well. But we should be able to do it. This game just moves. It just flows. It's consistent. It's fast. There's a lot of visual variety. There's a high skill ceiling. I mean, I'm just reviewing the game out loud. I like to try to control a game with a real genuine typewriter. Imagine that. And you have to like click in the thing to reset the game at every point because it's like going off the edge. You know what I'm talking about? You like do the little click thing to reset the typewriter. We come out and everybody's here to ambush us. I mean, I've controlled a lot of games with the keyboard. Oops. It's just something you get used to. There's probably some tricks I'm going to try to do to sequence break that, depending on the phase of the moon, may take longer than I hope for. We'll see. Get the morph ball bombs. I'm not really giving this the grandiosity that it deserves, but we get a mimic in the first section of the game, the first 5 minutes. 13 minutes. I was on the title screen for it. Oops. Yeah, there we go. This boss definitely freaked me out. It killed me the first time I played the game. This didn't actually click with me so well when I first played it, this game, because I was into really light and colorful and fantastical. I'm gonna try this. Speedrunners call this the Alcatraz escape, because you're squeezing through it tiny. Right. Okay, I'm gonna try it a couple more times and then I'm just gonna move on. Oh. I've done it a few times, but Yes! Okay. Got it. Turns out you don't even need the morph ball bombs. Okay, well... I know that you don't care, but... That went surprisingly quickly. I didn't think it would be that fast. Just look at all the... Every room is visually distinct. I mean, this is something that's essential for a game about exploration and trying to feel your way around a situation. If the entire game is super dark and gloomy and you can't see anything in front of you, I'm saying Hollow Knight is a bad game, I'm just kidding. Ah, you hear that? Ba-da-ba-ba-bow-bow. I'm gonna go for the mock ball. Yes! Okay, immediately. We got it. Oh, but I need more missiles. Okay, we gotta kill this guy and get some missiles. We need a few more. Okay, got it. Yeah, I did the mock ball already. It's debatable whether the mock ball was something that the programmers knew about. There are a lot of little tricks that it's very clear that they were aware of, because sometimes they just put them right in front of you on the attract screen. Like, Game Maker's Toolkit said that the game doesn't teach you or indicate how to... Okay, yeah, I'll explain it. I'm sorry. I'm going really fast. It does... that it doesn't explain how to bomb jump, but it does on the attract screen. I guess it just didn't look at that. Yeah, the mock ball, you normally can't roll as fast as I did through those gates, but if you run at top speed and then do a more, like the frame that you land on the ground, then you can maintain your speed, and so you can get through those gates without needing the speed upgrade, the speed booster that we will get later. Yeah, that's basically how it is. Ball Samus. Yeah, so the map is in that room, if anyone's confused. Nobody is, though, because why would they be? We're not gonna get it. Because the game just lets you go. And we have a visually distinct corridor with assets you haven't seen yet. Spores falling from the sky. I mean the top of the cave, the ceiling. Whatever. So if I ever come back through this room, I'm just gonna run through that area and it's gonna be really cool. Yeah, that's an ancient Newgrounds thing. I was almost gonna go up and fight Spore Spawn, but we already have the super missiles. That was the point of doing the mock ball early, by the way, so that we could get the super missiles early. I'm going really fast because I'm going faster than I can even commentate. Because I just know this game a little too much. The detritus room, yeah. Get it, do. Gonna get a missile. We're gonna get a charge beam. So there are a few things. There's almost nothing I would change, but there are a few things I think if they patched games in the Super Nintendo era and have the option to skip the item fanfare. I don't know what you're even talking about. Picking up rupees and Twilight Princess when Super Metroid had that cover a year earlier. What does that even mean? A Link to the Past had a lot of rupee boxes that were pointless because you could easily get up to $9.99. That game really needed some extra collectible or something. You know, before the stream started, I was thinking like, you know, I didn't really get a lot of time to talk about. The ending of Earthbound and why I feel like it's my favorite ending in video games when we were doing it, because I just wanted to let it speak for itself. But now that I started the game, I'm just moving. I don't have any time to think. Every time you load into save, every rupee you pick up has a fanfare. That's right, yeah. Well, that's the same with Skyward Sword. I'm not actually going to go all the way up this way because it's really hard to fight Phantoon. Oops. This early in the game, but this is the best song in the game for sure. Oh, whoops. Every time I think this might not be my favorite game, I replay it and I'm like, yeah, this is... I mean, the fact that that's even possible, that's amazing. The game just trusts you to do it. This area gets super hard if you don't have the various suit, because you're expected to have it at this point if you've gone through the game normally. It's reasonably possible. It like prods the imagination to think like, I think I can get up there. I didn't even think I'd be able to do it, and it's possible to do it without, oh, I need to get a super missile. It's possible to do it without bombing those enemies that were going back and forth. There we go. So this room, I might, oh man, wait, hold on. I gotta save, because if I don't, it's very possible with my armor I might die in that room and have to start the entire game over again. So let's... I told myself I wasn't gonna take like major risks in this stream, but here we are. Trying to get the power bombs early. Yeah, you can see like the evolution of these enemies and as the game progresses. I think we kind of skipped a couple of their earlier... No, well, there's an area in Brinstar, in Green Brinstar, that has like these enemies crawling around, or they're like in their shells, and then later we get here. So you're supposed to have the ice beam by this point so that you can freeze these guys, but you can get around them by jumping like that, or you can do that and just die. It's what we in the business call a big one. Oh, that was really gross. Well, the part in Uzumaki when they're turning into snails and... Okay. Alright, let's not get eaten by a plant today. Okay, yeah, my R button kind of is a little bit glitchy, so you may notice there's a bit of what do you call it? Joy-Con drift. Yeah, that's the term. Should probably save again. Again, I'm not really supposed to be here yet. But while we're up here, we might as well get to the ship, just for the fun of it. Can I even do it? I think I can. Yeah, I can. Let me get up to the ship. Yeah, I could technically fight Phantoon. It takes this really frame-perfect trick to even cross that area and get there, and I doubt I will be able to do it. It takes me like ages to pull it off every time I want to attempt it, and I could definitely die to Phantoon if I'm not careful. So we're just moving on. I guess next time I play this game, I'll like really take a take an in-depth look at. I'll take a scalpel to it. You know, we'll approach it with a surgeon's patience. It is if you have my current equipment, Selma. Whatever that means. I mean, is the difficulty of that making the sandwich or getting to Shogo Sakai's house? Because I don't even know if anyone knows where he lives. Okay, we're gonna get back down to Red Brinstar so that we can get the various suit, we can get the ice beam, speed booster, weight beam, other various things. Yeah, they're really, really smooth, really detailed. I think the one animation I think could have used a little bit more work is the grappling beam with the swing. I don't think that's an animation problem or just a programming thing with the beam itself. But the thing is, you never need to get the grappling beam, and we won't. We're going to be leaving Crocomire alone this time. That went well. We're not going to be in these rooms. I don't think we'll be in them long enough. I hope we'll be in one of these rooms long enough to hear the piano. Well, we can spare Crocomire all we want, but... well, spoilers, no one's getting out of here alive. Oh, whoops. Yeah, room transitions could be a little bit snappier, but I think that's about as fast as they could have been. I can't confirm that. They're probably... in fact, I know there are mods that speed them up, but they, like, just take away the transition altogether. And, so it's not smooth at all. You just, like, cut directly from room to room. And that kind of sucks. You don't get any of the atmosphere. Any of the fluidity. Because you maybe have some transition. I mean, I like Prince of Persia. That game snaps from room to room very quickly, but it's not like this game. That game moves very slowly. Alright, moving on. Normally you would use the high jump boots. We don't need them. Yeah, this is why other Metroidvanias just don't really stack up for me, because, or most other ones at least, because they are very dedicated to the structure where you get a weapon that serves as a key to open a new door. And this game, which codified, it's arguable whether this game or Symphony of the Night codified the genre. Here we have Kraid, first boss. That would make sense. You know what? That's my new headcanon. Pac-Man is actually an infinite series of rooms. Why did I go up here? There's no reason for me to be up here. I mean, I got a little energy recharge. I already have full missiles. Pointless diversion. I'm sorry, but it does go to show how dedicated Super Metroid is to not wasting your time. Most of the time. I think it could have benefited from having a few more energy recharge stations later in the game. It's like in the room leading up to Ridley. You kind of just have to farm enemies if you want to fill up your health, which builds a sort of tension, but I played this game a lot. Here's Kraid. The real deal. He's a little bigger than you thought he was. Oh, whoops. Oh god, he's gonna... His fingers are flying all over the place. He's gonna murder him. He's gonna kill him. He's gonna destroy him. Oh. Alas, poor Kraid. I knew him well. Oh, welcome, Ryan. I didn't notice. Didn't notice you were here. Well, maybe that's because, unlike some of those other bosses, K-Rool's weak point is not... I'm sorry, K-Rool. Kraid's weak point is not his belly. I guess K-Rool's weak point isn't his belly. DDD is the best video game character of all time. And I'm not really going to offer anything to contradict it. Anyway, we're out of here. Yeah. DDD looks way better in Superstar Ultra than in Superstar. This is true. His cutscenes are gorgeous. I think the cutscenes in this game, on the SNES version of Superstar, are a little bit more charming than the CG ones that you get on the DS. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay. Down we go. Alright, the next mock ball is a lot more difficult than the one from earlier. Revenge of the King's credits is, they got that rad Morricone song. Will I do it? No, okay. Good setup, bad execution. There we go. We did it. Yeah, I mean, like, the general mentality for a very long time was that games just had to be 3D, and everything was better in 3D. Especially, like, at the time when the N64 and the PlayStation were around. Like, Mega Man X4, which has this gorgeous pixel art, was slammed because it was, quote, only a side-scroller. And didn't have dumpy polygons. And I love dumpy polygons as much as the next guy. I really do. I love the way that Final Fantasy VII looks, the original game. Oops. My LNR. Yeah. Not donkey polygons, dumpy polygons. Anyway, we got I don't think that they're X-parasites, but they might be. They look very similar. Maybe some de-evolved version of them exists on planet Zebes, as opposed to SR388. The high jump boots are down there. We don't need them. Oh wait, we could just use this guy. There we go. Haha! Samus is not a Metroid, though she becomes fused with a Metroid in the game, bearing Fusion as its subtitle. I did just wall jump off of a frozen enemy, because this is the best game of all time. Oh. Oops. Oops! Alright. We're fine. She is a, I mean, she didn't really adopt the Metroid. Oops. Let's go. So you can either go underneath that little system of tunnels, or you can try to do this. I've frozen them all the way over there. You don't need to have the ice beam to do this, but I didn't get the high jump boot, so it'd be much more difficult. If I didn't have the ice beam. Let's get up here. This game is great at creating like little moments of little bursts of energy. And so in this room we get this little setup where everything is closed off from behind us. Also, secret missile. Oh. There you go. We're gonna get a little bit of a follow-up. You can't just walk back because you're gonna fall into the lava and there are spikes on the ceiling. Have you ever tried after doing that? Then you get this, I mean, you may not die immediately, but it doesn't look good. Would you rather we have had a giant Hydra robot fly in and we have to change into a big sword to slash the heads off? They are truly uncontrollable. It was awesome to look at for sure. The Hydras. Talking about the wonderful 101. It's a lot of the context sensitive moments in general in video games. They're cool, but I prefer a sense of internal consistency. Yeah, 7 is the best number. No. Shoot. Yeah, it's cool out of context, but what I'm talking about is that a lot of the actions that you take, I mean, when you're fighting the Hydra directly, you're using the mechanics you used in the rest of the game, but then you get into this big roller coastery thing where you gotta press A at all the right times. Where the heck did the guy go? I want to get up there. It's gonna come. Yeah. Ah. I got a wall jump off of you, buddy. Come on. Ryan is preparing a rebuttal. No. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna respawn the other guy. Oh, to me saying that the QuickTime events, talking about QuickTime events, the Wonderful 101 are definitely fun. But I value this kind of fluid, internally consistent gameplay better. Over and out. Feel more inclusive than cutscenes, that's true, but sometimes, and like, I think that it handles some of them very well. For sure, but the parts where you can't jump from like ledge to ledge until the game prompts you to press the jump button at the right time, feels weird. Do you think you know, the truth is, seahorses are actually the ultimate life form. They are destined to evolve on any planet. You have landed. You're on a big rock that's falling, and then you could only jump off when the big monster comes to attack you. I don't know. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Krakomeyer's down there, but we don't really need to fight him. Because we're gonna leave him alone. No. Do. Going up. I think they had a real missed opportunity here to provide some elevator music. Oops. Got pretty much everything we needed down there. We will return to fight Ridley. Cool, Salmon. I don't know what that has to do with anything. What would people complain about? Salt Rhino? Alright. Moldy pretzels are the way of the future. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, Salmon's actually dead. Messaging from Tartarus. Oh. Oop. Yeah, Tartarus is totally a Hades reference and not a Greek mythology thing. Totally a Percy Jackson reference. Yeah, no, I know, but they're talking about the game Hades. Oh man, I might finish this game a little bit too quickly, but we'll see. Percy Jackson is just the Hades concept art. Whatever that means. If I'm talking about Yu-Gi-Oh cards, the only one you'll hear me mention is Pot of Greed. Why? I should have said Mega Ultra Chicken. That was a missed opportunity. Yeah, let's go Five Phantom. Yeah. Okay, now that we've done that. Oops. Doop, doop, doop. He never saw it. Wow, that was a failure. Doot, 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 doot. There we go. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum. Slifer, the executive producer. Well, yeah, they just named it after him. Those investors. So, this is actually it's funny to me. Most people think you need to use the grappling beam to get here because by the time they get here, they've got the high jump boots and they've got them equipped. I discovered, now it's not easy to make that jump without the grappling beam, but I discovered that you can make this jump without the high jump boots because I was just not using the high jump boots out of spite. I was like, I can just wall jump my way through this thing. Don't, it's boring. Salmon saves mullet prints from you. Oh, I guess cool thing I can mention. You guys have seen this game, I think, but the save room doesn't work because the power is out in the wrecked ship. Ludo narrative integration. This game is full of it. Should have said colorized. But it's only in text. It's actually not. I didn't discover that the Y button cancels weapon select until maybe a 400th playthrough. To be fair, I don't know how you would teach that outside of some kind of text box. Okay, I'm gonna die to Phantoon. I did not look at the manual for this game when I played it. Because I was playing it on the... I think the Wii U Virtual Console had access to the manual, but that's how I was playing it originally. Why not? Well, I looked at the manual eventually, I just didn't look at it when I first played the game. Did you? I'm just not as inclined to look at manuals, I guess, unless I'm on... What I would do as a kid is on like the drive home from GameStop, I would take out the manual and read it. But that just didn't really apply to it. There was no wait time. Friday Night Funkin'? Too much. What's wrong with it? Alright, this is getting kind of clumsy. You don't like the Newgrounds art style? It's so charming. It's not anime enough. See, Mullet Prince is a true artist. She doesn't play games unless they look good. Unless they look like anime. Oh. Oh no, did I hit him with a... I hit him with a super missile on accident. You gotta jump through this thing with a charge shot. It's like a pseudo shine spot. He does this a lot of times. Wait, what just happened? Auto mod? Trying to read the chat while fighting Fantoon. This is a mistake. Wife here. Well, Fantoon is dead. Wife University. Only slightly less, Oh yeah, I can see the messages, but they're getting auto-modded. You just... Apparently they don't allow waifu? I was gonna make a joke about how Wife University was only slightly less credible than Prager University. Or maybe not. Wife you. Waif you? Uh-oh. What's uh-oh? Politics? Let's just say, hypothetically, for the sake of argument, that, Fantoon... Fantoon was the power source of this ship. Or withholding the power source, let's say. I'm not an expert. But don't you think that the ghosts living in the wrecked ship should just sell their houses and move? Isn't that just the easier way? Alright, there are some space pirates on the wrecked ship. What are they looking for? What are they doing here? I don't actually know. What are they doing here? Probably, maybe just studying the wreckage. We could see some screens that look like they've got Metroids on them. How was that impression, by the way? I've been working on it. Oh god. Pencil sharpener. The cool thing about the wrecked ship is it's kind of structured like a bit of a Zelda dungeon in the case that it, well, like a Link to the Past Zelda dungeon where I wanna, oops, there. Where it's really it's hard to navigate at first, but once you know where to go, you can solve it pretty easily. Who on earth is buying submerged houses is the question. Don't you think they would just... Oh, whoops. Can we do it? Yeah, but... Oh, I missed. Pa, pa, da, pa, 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 pa. Got it. Do you ever wish you could just do the jump? What are you talking about? Like in real life? Yeah, of course. I wish I could Shine Spark. The Shine Spark is actually a, I think it's a Getter Robo reference. Maybe someone can confirm that for me. Oops. Ah. We made it. Is the entire ocean located on planet Zebes? They say that the ocean is like an alien planet. Maybe if you go far down enough, you enter Zebes. So this is a bit of a lore thing. What's going on with this statue? What relation does Samus have to the Chozo? What did you just clip? It was my Ben Shapiro reference? My impression? I guess that marks the first clip we've ever had on this channel. Reserve tank. So yeah, at this point in time, I don't think that the backstory with Samus and the Chozo had been written. I might be wrong about that. I have no idea what you clipped. Should I go and... Anyway, we got the gravity suit. I'll look at it later. It's just me saying, don't you think? What did I... Oh, well... I don't... I guess maybe I lost my... Maybe I lost my train of thought. Oh, see you, Ryan. Anyway, now we can walk through water. So the way that the game expects you to get to Meridia from there is to pass through the wrecked ship into another area, but you gotta go down a winding series of tunnels. We at Carbon Dioxide Dog don't really believe in that. Ultimate ocean land. Oh, I should have recharged at the ship, but... Nah, I'm not gonna... I think that there's an energy recharge station. I'm gonna save the animals, don't worry. I always do. We here at Carbon Dioxide Dog Incorporated. Ow. We believe that octopi are very important to the ecosystem, and I'm not really sure what I'm talking about. Do 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 do. Alright, so yeah, the way that the game wants you to go into Meridia is by going out all the way down through a winding sequence of tunnels. But they also just give you this entrance right here. You have to bomb this pipe at some point in the game, but when you do it is up to you. I could have done it earlier because I had power bombs, but we weren't able to traverse water very well without the gravity suit, so there was really no point. Samus doesn't have a lot of respect for glass work. If you read the lore, that's actually the real reason why she's against the space pirates. Ridley did not kill Samus's parents. It's because they have they've got a bad history of glass blowing competition and the Aaron and space pirate clans. This room is pretty good. This room is pretty good because it looks like you have to it looks like you have to use the grappling beam to get across, but it actually gives you this perfectly designed ramp. To just diagonally shine spark across. That's just the genius of this game's design. It gives you so many ways to traverse even the smallest of rooms. Yeah, it's pretty bizarre that they think... I mean, they're making themselves look pretty suspicious right off the bat just by having that dumb filter. Whatever font thing. You may notice that all of the missiles are in these glass capsules. The real reason why Samus wants to collect these things is just for the sake of smashing through the glass. That you know, this joke doesn't really work at all, but I'm trying to squeeze something out of it. Why food? This area? This room? Or no, earlier. Yeah, because they have those little grapple points where you can practice. It's pretty cool. Got a little pseudo well jump. This is Batwoon. Say hi. He is the most forgettable boss in this game. But, you know, at least he's got personality. I mean, look at that. Look at that little smile. That toothy grin. It's really coiling around there. This is actually Screen Snake's ancestor. Alright, he's dead. Moving on. Okay, pull. Quick pull. Should I get this energy tank or not? Because it's going to be a lot harder if I don't. But, I don't need it. I'm not going to get it. Forget it. I'm not going to get the energy tank. I'm sorry. Bye-bye. I was impatient. I know I can do it. I don't need the energy tank. I've done this so many times. Are you going to make a straw poll? Oh, I'm sorry. Nick, you will have opportunities to do that in Chrono Trigger. Because I'm going to have people name the characters again. Should I just start Chrono Trigger today after this? Maybe not. Probably shouldn't say that out loud. Leave it up to you guys. Like I could do it, but I'm not. I don't know. I want to respect your time. You can't watch me all day. I mean, some of you might be able to, but I don't want to assume that. Alright, well, we'll play this game. We'll finish it. And then we'll do Chrono Trigger another day. That was the plan, anyway. You may notice we can step on these spikes. In the other rooms where the spikes hurt you, they always move. I mean, the spikes that look like this, specifically. So the lack of movement in the spikes cues you into their harmlessness. We're about to fight Dragon. Dragon is hard. But especially without the grappling beam, which you can use to kill him quickly. But the game is designed so you don't need the grappling beam, but you also get a harder Dragon fight. It's a bit of a give and take. This is where the control mishaps, the keyboard controls kind of hurt me because I have to kill these, to destroy these turrets to make the fight a little bit easier. Oh yeah, here he is. Here's Dragon. It's one of the greatest boss designs in this game. Just look at that thing. Oh god. If you get stuck in one of those gooey things, you're going to be carried away. Well, he's gonna trap you, so definitely the most unsettling boss. Good cap off to Meridian. Oh god, you can mash out of this, which I will do. Yeah, okay, we're good. It's got a command grab. Sportspawn tries, but the lack of threat is what sort of kills it. Oh shoot. Once I started playing this game without the grappling beam, this is the part that freaked me out the most, for sure. Took the most time to figure out how I was going to beat Dragon. Had to come up with a lot of different strategies. Go! I got him. Took a lot of trial and error. Oh. Yeah, that's the defective... I can just blame the controls. That's the defective R button I was talking about. Diddle-a-doo, diddle-doo, 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 diddle-doo. Oh, no. Get away from me. Okay, I gotta hit him with some charge shots because my... Oh, or super missiles. He is freaky as heck. Ow. Or she, I think it's a mother. It's definitely a mother. Yeah, it's very Giger. Oh. Okay, now I could die. Oh, wow. Just as I say that. and its babies take it away. This is a bit of a change of pace after I was nearly crying at the end of Earthbound. Murdering aliens. Just blazing through this thing. This is, after all, the third strongest game ever made. Well, no, I mean, Chrono Trigger is the third strongest game as well. I mean, you know the advantage of being third. Oh, that's what I should have said. Now, coming from you, that takes on a whole different meaning. I got the space jump, but I still use the wall jump primarily because it's just more reliable once you know how to use it. Believe it or don't. Believe it or not, I'm... Oh wait, George isn't at home. Leave a message at the beep. I must be out or I'd pick up the phone. Where could I be? Well, now we'll never know what he has an extensive history of. Salman has an encyclopedic knowledge of stuff that we can't know about. I watched the, I think I mentioned this, I watched The Return of the King last night for the first time in a very long time. And what's interesting about The Return of the King is once you rewatch it again extensively, you realize that Deagle is actually the most important character in the entire movie. And every character, everything that happens in Lord of the Rings is kind of contingent on his presence. I don't know if you guys, I mean, if you don't remember Deagle, I don't really know what you're... I don't really know if you were even paying attention, but, I mean, it really comes into focus on a rewatch that he is the most important character. He is the true protagonist, and honestly, I think the entire reason Tolkien wrote Lord of the Rings was so that he could tell Deagle's story. Deagle is Smeagol's friend who Smeagol kills immediately at the beginning of the movie to get the ring in the flashback. And you can tell that they're friends because their names rhyme. See, I don't think I've ever had a friend whose name doesn't rhyme with my name. Least of all, a best friend. But, you see, everything that happens in the story is way, it's pretty much a reflection of Deagle's subconscious. Every character represents a part of Deagle. And the entire journey of the ring reflects Deagle's journey with, well, you see, in the Silmarillion, you learn that Deagle actually had a massive adventure involving a bracelet. And unlike the ring, the bracelet's ability was to make its wearer completely visible. The wearer would, you could see him perfectly clearly. when he was wearing the bracelet. and like Frodo's journey, the Eagle's adventure ends when he gets rid of that bracelet. This is well documented in other works. I don't think, I don't really think I even need to discuss this because everybody already knows that Deagle is it's kind of common knowledge. But I was just reminded of it. Yes, he did become a critically acclaimed preschool crossing guard, but this part of the lore doesn't get explored nearly as often as it should be. And that's probably because everybody is already aware of it. Anyway, we're gonna go fight Ridley. We're all decked out. Look at our crazy spinny vortex jump. Everything that this game does feels just completely effortless. Like everything just snaps together seamlessly. You don't even know. Yeah, spoiler alert. This game was the inspiration for Void Weavers. Minecraft ruined the original Steve sprite? What does that mean? What did they do to it? What could they have possibly done? It looks... I mean, the original Steve sprite is kind of dumpy already. It was clearly a placeholder for something else. It wasn't nearly charming enough. Nearly as charming as frickin' Kirby was as a placeholder character to warrant his continued inclusion. A chunky mouth and nose. What a weird mascot for a character, for a game. Hey, you think we're approaching Ridley's lair? I think he has anything to do with this. I thought his mouth and nose were already pretty chunky. You didn't... You thought his smile might have been a goatee? We are delivering ourselves right into Ridley's clutches. But you know what? I've beaten this game like 400 times. Dun, 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 bum, 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 bum. In Metroid Samus Returns, I never thought of it as anything but a smile. In Samus Returns, every hot room in the game, which can damage you, plays this music. And it's really weird. Because, like, it has nothing to do with anything. There's like, this theme represents something in this game. That's dramatic and important. Samus Sit Part 2. Dun, 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 It's a bit of a tricky one because if you walk on that floor, you fall down and you enter. I don't think this is Riddle Diddle's. This was originally his lair. I mean, if you look at the architecture and this guy, it clearly belonged to the Chozo, who were the ancient civilization. I mean, I guess it couldn't have been so clear to anybody who didn't know it. But basically, yeah, he's culturally appropriate. Oh, we could die to this guy because I didn't bother to recharge my reserve tanks. I don't know. Will I die? I'm gonna die. Oh god. Wow. Interesting. Interesting. Those are gonna be my last words in real life. No one's gonna know what I was talking about. We're like, oh, it looks like I'm dying. Interesting. And I'll pass away, and everyone who was there will be like, what the hell are you talking about, Salma? Oh, well, I guess I should... If I were smart, I would restock my energy tanks, but... Yeah, this is why I was gonna go back to the ship earlier. I should have just done that. Instead, I'm dying on the internet. Dun, 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 dun. Well, I have no possible way to respond to that, Salmon. What does that even mean? I'm gonna get a few more energy purple balls. I don't know why I attempted the whole Deagle joke. I mean, it's not like you guys watched Return of the King last night. Or even remember what that is. This is why I can't be a streamer, because I second guess every single thing that I say. Alright, we're gonna fight him. And we're gonna not die this time. Alright, I got it. You win. We've got him cornered. This guy killed me like a ton on my first playthrough. And he hasn't killed me in many, many playthroughs. But it had to be this one. Alright, back to it. We're about to get the most iconic item in the game. The screw attack. I mean, is that more iconic than the morph ball? Probably not, but... Oh, it is raining. But the screw attack is, for some reason, the logo. Oh. It's the first ever Nintendo game with a gun in it. Metroid 1. Is it? No. It can't be. It can't be. Metal. Gear. I mean, the first party Nintendo game with a gun in it. Does F-Zero have a gun? I mean, F-Zero was made after the original Metroid. Why isn't the logo of Metroid? Let me see. just isn't as snappy in the graphic design, I guess. You also don't, I don't know. I think it's cool that they kind of keep the appearance of the Metroid a mystery. In the original game, they don't show up until the very, very end. And it's freaky, because they could just completely decimate your HP. And you need to have the ice beam. And in that game, beams don't stack. So if you swapped out the ice beam for something else, you gotta travel back to one of the ports where you can collect the ice beam. Samus's helmet. I mean, that can make an okay logo, but I don't know. Is it like a problem that the screw attack is the logo? It's kind of cool.